and welcome back to Hideaway Homestead. We're so glad you joined us today. Before you do anything else, please subscribe and give us a like, thumbs up, all those kinds of things. Sometimes if you don't get a chance to watch the end of the video, you might forget, so do it now. Please subscribe. We would love that. Today we want to just put together some short little videos of stuff that happens, this and that I like to call it, on the homestead. Oh, just things that just have to be done. They're not exciting maybe, or maybe they are, but it's just part of life. We need to do maintenance things or planting certain things. Here's something fun for today. We found that we have this, oh my goodness, it fell right off in my hand. I hope he had a camera turned. And then there's another one, but Kevin said he's gonna have to get a ladder to get that one. That's way too tall for me to reach up there. So we like little harvests like that. We're loving being able to harvest our volunteer tomatoes, and we've had so much fun sharing those with people at church and other friends that everybody seems to really like them, and they are terribly tasty. Terribly is not a good word to use there. They're very tasty. So anyway, follow along on a couple of these little projects that have helped to make the homestead better or look better and all those kinds of things. We're glad you joined us today. Here's our first this or that kind of a task. Kevin is needing to work on our sprinklers and hoses so that we can water the gardens. Kevin discovered that the hose connecting this spigot out here that serves water to all of our high tunnel and big garden beyond, that there was a leak here, and we don't know exactly how that happened, but anyway, he got the fittings, and today he's going to repair this because we really do like having the capability of getting all this gardens watered. So it's a blessing that he knows how to do it. He installed all this to start with, so today's project, get this repaired so we can get some water going out here. He had very wisely, when the other end of this coming from the main well down here, he had put in a shutoff valve at that spigot down there, so he was able to at least water this area and also not have to shut off the whole well, just to get this dried up enough to work on. So on to the next project. The hose connection is repaired and no more leaks. So we're able to water the high tunnel now. We got this side, we call it the north side, all done. Now we got sprinkler going in the south side. We have some little watermelons in that patch right there, and lots of other good stuff coming up on this side too. We are picking tomatoes like crazy. Well, I picked and picked and picked these cherry tomatoes and Everglades tomatoes. My back doesn't want to pick anymore, so I enrolled help from Kevin. His back's not going to do anymore, and we still have all kinds of fruit still left on the vines. We'll have to give our backs a rest and our knees and then come back. I don't know if I'm showing you. There they are. All of that still hasn't been picked, and there's all kinds that we missed. So it's a blessing, but it also takes a lot of time and energy to pick all these volunteer tomatoes. This carport slash canopy has been an eyesore just about since the pumpkin patch. Well, since the pumpkin patch, we were able to remove the top and the sides, but these end pieces are hooked over the top rail that is, I don't know, are those bolts or however it's attached. So today we're going to get up there and loosen those so that we can get this taken down and folded up and get rid of the mess here.
This is from the wind.
Well, yeah, the wind just gets a hold of it, and no matter how many times we tightened it, turn around and it's pulled down to the ground again. So just need to loosen a couple of these fittings up here. Okay, you got the bolt out. Let's see if this is easy in our mind. Yes, it does look like it could separate. There you go. Got those two separated. Unloop that. Ta-da! Put that back in.
Can you believe it?
Oh, wow, something went easy. It's one of those things you think sitting at the table, this should be easy. But sometimes how you imagine it sitting at the table is not how it shows up in real life. Now just to line that up, no problem. Oh, really?
A second. It needs to seep down into that.
Was it supposed to go on the other side?
No, it's just gotta.
There you go.
Just gotta get that square part into the hole so it doesn't twist. The whole thing doesn't turn when you start putting it on.
Okay. Here's how that one goes. My goodness, we've been looking at this ugliness for months now, and it took less than 5 minutes. This will be very much nicer view for us. Another thing that we did today was to wrap some kind of fabric stuff around our blueberries, our bushes that have a lot of berries on them. Some of the bushes have so few berries it's really not worth messing with, but those that have big clumps, we would like to eat them instead of the birds, so we wrap them up again this year. Hopefully that will keep the birds out of them.
The little ones on that one.
We had planted some potatoes. Were these some probably that just grew sprouts that we bought from the grocery store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, these are just the regular white potatoes.
The plants are looking pretty sad, so we figured maybe it was time to pull them up. So far I don't see pounds and pounds coming out of there.
Either.
So far these are little baby ones. We'll call them new potatoes. That way they sound fancy. And we'll cook them with our green beans. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good handful. Kevin added the potatoes from this blue barrel to some that we had planted in the ground in the old farrowing area. And we ended up with a shoebox full of good potatoes for us to eat. We are replanting this raised bed area today, hoping to put okra in here, because what we have in the ground in the big garden just doesn't seem to be thriving very much. But when we pulled out the mustard greens that had been struggling in here for so long, we found out that the soil underneath them was just powder dry and had almost all sand. So we are really trying to build up this soil before we try to do another crop. I don't know how all the other amendments wasted away so badly on that, but yeah, so we're gonna try to make this very rich soil for our okra to grow in, and also to have enough biomass that it will hold water and moisture, because it was so sandy it really had nothing to hold on to the moisture. So I'm thinking maybe one more bag, Kevin.
One more?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to put some store-bought fertilizer in here also, and then we also added a lot of wood chips that had been in the brood box, so they were very nutritious. They smelled very nutritious. Anyway, we'll go get some more dirt and raise this up just a little bit more so that when the okra takes hold, it's got some good dirt to live in and get established. So thanks for joining us today at Hideaway Homestead. We look forward to seeing you often in the future. If you didn't do it earlier, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, give us some comments, and we look forward to seeing you next time on Hideaway Homestead.